We'll see.
Back inside Montreal, getting set for Game 6 on the day, the final day of round-robin action. Rory McGoran joined by Conrad Krauser as we set up the scene for the Connecticut Junior Rangers taking on the Boston Junior Bruins. What's on the line in game number 6 on the final day? Well, it's a bye potential for the Connecticut Junior Rangers, but they need to come out of this game with at least a point. And for the Boston Bruins, a 2-3 record, they won't be in the postseason, but a chance to take down the undefeated Connecticut Junior Rangers and hand them their first loss of the tournament is enough on the plate to get something to be satisfied about.
Oh, 100%. It's not exactly a David versus Goliath story, with the Bruins being very, very good in this tournament, dropping a couple one-game decisions here. But that's got to be a motivational factor for you. Relish in the role of spoiler. It's really hard to do for some teams, though.
If Connecticut does not get a point in this game, then Montreal will have the bye in the Styles division and play the winner between 2 and 3 in the morning tomorrow. As we head now down to ice level and take a look at the two teams matching up today, it is Connecticut Junior Rangers and the Boston Bruins.
The Bruins in black and yellow for this matchup, their traditional Boston colors. And while the Rangers jerseys are the red, white, and blue that is worn by the New York Rangers, they are from Connecticut. And definitely some matchup history here, because Connecticut's looking to raise their third consecutive banner.
Yeah, second consecutive banner in a matter of 2 weeks, and third going all the way back to 2019. They were the defending champions come in. Their 2011 birth year squad won just less than 7 days ago.
In comeback fashion.
Absolutely, and now their 2011 counterparts are going to try to make it a three-peat for Connecticut as we get a look at your goaltending matchups here with the Boston Bruins. In net could be Jake Ferguson, played great, stopping 40 of 49 shots, an .828 save percentage, and a .313 goals against average. Or it could be Braden Boyes getting the start with 33 of 37 shots turned aside, an .898 save percentage, and a .203 goals against average. On the other side for the Connecticut Junior Rangers, it's either Luke Thompson, who's been incredible turning aside 34 of 37, a .925 save percentage, and a sub-1 goals against average, and Nathan Zakowicz turning aside 23 of 25, just as good as Nathan Zakowicz with just below a .900 save percentage and a .150 goals against average. We'll get ready for tonight's matchup. Boston down to our left, Connecticut down to our right, and if Connecticut can force this game to overtime, that's all they're going to need. They need 1 point, and they have a bye.
But there's something to be said about going in with momentum. You want to win this last game of the tournament. You want to go in that undefeated. We didn't see any teams manage to go undefeated in our 2011 birth years. So can the 2012 birth years here from Connecticut be the first team to do that in this version of the 33rd annual Brick Invitational Tournament?
Well, Connecticut, if they do go 6-0, as you mentioned, will be the lone team. Minnesota, with the second best record right now, they have a 5-1 record, and we'll go down to ice level for tonight's message of reconciliation and then tonight's national anthems. Well, the scene is set, and a bye is on the line as team come to center ice and exchange gifts. The Boston Junior Bruins, the Connecticut Junior Rangers. Talking about the Connecticut Junior Rangers, they haven't put forth the most highest potent offense when you look at the leaders in goals. Minnesota with 35 goals for, the Toronto Bulldogs with 26, but it's the top line of Bremen, Whalen, and Graves who have combined for about 75% of their goals. The one thing about Connecticut is that if you give them the opportunity, they're going to take it, and you do not get scoring opportunities against them very often. They have only allowed 6 goals against in 5 wins.
Yeah, and what can you say about that top line? There's skill, there's speed, not necessarily a ton of size, but they play big. And they definitely know when they need to get these goals. They are big-time offensive point getters. And then if you look at the Bruins, you know, it's been a bit of a tough slog to get here. 2-3, as we mentioned. Scoring by committee, their top point scorer only has 1 goal and 3 assists. I can't remember. I had his name on the tip of my tongue, and then it left me.
Vincenzo Grana, there's actually 3 of them. Cameron Lundin will have the same amount of points, and Cole Duchnowski, pardon me, Cole. They all have 3 points, the top point getters. The thing about Connecticut's top line of Bremen, Whalen, and Graves is that they play so well on the defensive side of the puck, and that will transition to them getting their opportunities up ice. They're always looking to take care of their end first, and it translates then moving forward throughout the breakout and in the attacking zone.
And they might have some of the loudest and most rambunctious fans behind them.
As the puck is dropped and we're underway, it's game 6 of 8 here in West Edmonton Mall on final day of round robin, and right to work goes Whalen, but they're going to call Bremen just a step offside. But you see the turnover already. It got briefly into their zone, forced the turnover, took it right up, and they were almost on a 2-on-1 immediately with himself and Bremen.
And that's what I wanted to see. As I said, I wanted to see that killer instinct. I want to see them wanting to say, we want to go in, not just going into the overtime period. I want to see them say, you know what, this is our tournament. We control our own destiny.
Here comes Jack Bremen, another turnover forced by the defenseman Allison. Will lead Bremen up, shot, handcuff the goaltender, rebound, scores. 24 seconds in, and the top lines does it off a beautiful turnover on center ice by Dylan Allison, the defenseman. It leads Bremen up. The shot tipped. Whalen gets to the front of the net. That's where you score your goals, and it's 1-0 Connecticut.
Yeah, and it was real quick. Bang, bang play. Just kind of handcuffed the goaltender, too. Did not really come from much. It wasn't like it was a big zone entry. It was kind of an innocuous-looking play, but the score is 1-0.
So the first shot on net, it gets through. As your starting goaltender for Connecticut is Nathan Zakowicz, and he has stopped 23 of 25 so far, and a great start for Nathan Zakowicz. Hasn't been tested yet. It's been 2 shots on goal for Connecticut in the opening 40 seconds of the game, and they'll start things up back in their own zone. Trying to lead a centering pass. It'll bounce off Hargadon, followed up. Looking to jam that one in is A.J. May for the Boston Junior Bruins. May with 1 goal in this tournament. May's going to drive it back into the corner wall for Junior. Back around Jarl. Bremen picking up the lone assist on the goal by Whalen. And back out comes Connecticut. He led up by Hargadon. Trying to filter it through to Kochetov. He's got Wyden with him. Kochetov. Pass to Wyden. Broken up nicely by the Boston Bruins defenseman. And now a stretch pass, A.J. May. D-man making that play was Peter Toner. And quickly back up for Bell. Bell has a Bruins jersey in Perna draped all over him. That'll stir the puck free. Back for Toner, D to D. Up ice. Trying to chip this one out for Boston is Vincenzo Grana. One of the players with 3 points. Top of the team lead for Boston. Bell in with a wrist shot. Hits a shin pad. Nice block. There's Toner again making his name involved.
Good thing it's Bell, not Rogers, or he wouldn't be connected to this game.
Good. Absolutely. King now. I like that one.
A little Canadian humor.
That was good.
As our American viewers might not know, Rogers is just one of our national carriers, down all day today.
Across the country, yeah.
Can't make sales with their bank card. It's a crazy day up here north of the border.
Boston elects to go now that we get to look at number of Jake Ferguson in net. He's the one that stopped 40 of 49 and a .313 goals against average.
But handcuffed certainly by that first shot.
Yeah. Looked like it was going to track right into his glove. It went off a leg and then hit the other side of him. Here goes Brayman looking for more, and a big save there by Ferguson.
All three of the forwards on that Connecticut Junior Rangers line, elite level shots. We've made mention of sometimes the fact in this tournament, just due to the age group, that there's a rainbow, but not for any of those players.
That looked close to too many men, as it did hit the Boston guy. They had 6 on the ice, but hit him in the shin pad, never played it with a stick, so referees let it go. Now back comes across center. Working it in is Thorley, taking it wide into the corner. Watched back behind the net, still looking for their first shot of the game is Boston, but that's just the frustrating, stifling defense that we've been accustomed to see of Connecticut. Back up the wall, Jaden Wyden. Now we'll take it. Hustling back for it is McKenzie, one of the top D-men here for the Junior Bruins. Led up ice, Cameron Lundeen. Stripped to the puck. Back comes Wyden. 1-on-3. Wide is Wyden. Shot off a stick, up and over the net of Ferguson. Now looking to bang it off the boards. Down low into the corner. Graves going to peel out of the pile. Up top. Pardon me, that was Wyden. Shot coming. Fitzgerald Brown hits a body and in the back of the net. Yeah, not sure if this one went off McKenzie or if it went off Andrew Hargadon in front of the net. Hargadon is going to lead the flyby, so it might have hit him, but this was going to miss the net by 4 feet. Hit an upper body and changed directions right around the goaltender and Ferguson. No chance for Ferguson on that one.
Yeah, and just so you know, we are having a little bit of a crackdown here on these long flybys. And if they're not fast enough to get back to their bench, I think Norm Shaw might call a delay game penalty here, but giving a little bit of time for that celebration.
Come on, Norm Shaw, let it go.
It's been delaying the tournament, apparently, so it's been cracked down by all of our officials.
Up top. I think the kids like it, the fans like it. Now back up, Ogorelkov. Struck by Duchnovsky. King sends it in. Duchnovsky gives him a bump. Back around the net. Jack Ronan steering it around the boards. So they're giving the goal to Fitzgerald Brown. We will get the replay to see if that hit off a Boston player or if it hit off Andrew Hargadon. By the way he celebrated, I would think it's Hargadon's goal, but right now he's credited with the assist.
I thought he might have even gone and given it a little bit of a tap to make sure it went over the goal line.
Jarl back in front. So producer Cody is digging up the highlight there to get us another look at that. Second goal by Connecticut, but 7:21 left in the first period. 2-0. Here's a long distance shot. That one rickled wide. And now up and holding that one towards center is Graves. Quickly coming back on the defensive side of the play. Now he'll wind things back up. Up ahead for Jack Brayman. Brayman stops up in the attacking zone. He'll slide it out, no other read, but to go back for Jarl. And this should be offside now, and it is, and it touched Brayman. We'll get a replay look at the first goal. That's all right, we can do it next whistle, as we're quick to jump this one. Back outside the face-off, back outside the zone of Connecticut.
Really, it was an intentional offside, giving them that extra zone disadvantage on the face-off.
Face-off one back by Perna. Cross to the defenseman and Ryan Harney. He'll slide it all the way into Connecticut zone. Now D-to-D. Jarl. Back across. Seidenberg. Missed on the pass. Picked up. Almost intercepted by May. Followed up. His teammate in Chamberlain. 3 points on the tournament. All goals coming from Chamberlain. Leading scorer on the team.
Delayed penalty.
The corner. And a high sticking call.
Go to Graves.
Graves got the stick up high. He's going to head to the box, and Boston Junior Bruins to the game's first power play, brought to you by Kachuk Advisory Group at Scotia Wealth Management. It'll be on the near side, the glove hand side of Zakowicz.
Got to really fire the puck on net and hope it bounces in early here, just to stop the momentum that the Rangers have built.
Now Perna looking to get that one back towards the net. Another chance, that one Duchnovsky. Pardon me, it was Lundeen. Now scooping it up is Perna. Back around the net. Looking to jam it out in front. Almost does. It rolls through the blue paint as Zakowicz didn't have possession. Now Hargadon back out. Stripped by Bell. Down the left wing. Puts on the brakes. Looking to get it up. A little bit of a hit run into by Lundin, but going to remain 5-on-4. Power play is back into his own zone. Selnick. Bell. Shorthanded will whip it up. Fire it off the near side boards. Looking to enter the zone for Boston was Jackson Swinger.
Connecticut's had a couple shorthanded goals, so you do have to watch for these breakouts.
They'll dump it down the distance. 5:43 left here. In towards the corners. It's Kochetov. Far side, widen. Into the slot, shorthanded shot. Never made its way towards Ferguson. Steered away by McKenzie. Perna, now far side. In comes Thorley. He'll get knocked off the puck by Talapala. Those two battle again, Talapala and Thorley. Trying to hold it in to the Boston Junior Bruins. They can't. 35 seconds left on the power play. Sent all the way back out. Talapala hustles. Thorley going in after it again. Those two ride each other against the boards. Talapala comes out with it this time. Centering pass dangerously as that one almost intercepted by Thorley. But will be found by Wyden at center, and he'll get it back behind Ferguson.
Talapala really relied upon to play some hard defensive minutes. Definitely is out there for most of their defensive zone faceoffs, and that's going to be sent all the way down for an icing.
Icing call against the Boston Bruins. 7 seconds left on the penalty to Graves. We had Christian Talapala. That defensive core has been great. Allison, another one. Fitzgerald, Brown. You know, all 6 involved on the team.
Just a great team, as you mentioned, all around. Like, not having to rely just on that top line of Brayman.
Whalen and Graves.
Yeah, names escape me today.
Whalen at the top of the circle, going to work it far side as the top line's back out. Out of the box comes Graves. Well, there's a reason they're undefeated. It's a team game in Connecticut. Fitzgerald Brown sending it down. Graves jumping right on it. Fires. This one just wide around the net. Whalen trying to set up Brayman in front of the slot. And peeled back towards the boards. Chamberlain. All the way down. Fitzgerald Brown. Look out, this one. And it was played on the near side glass. He'll switch far on to Seidenberg. Running it back up. Graves. Briefly into the zone. Played all the way back out to center. Fitzgerald Brown inside his own zone. D to D. Seidenberg and quickly out just like that. Barnhart. Going to stretch it all the way up. And here goes Brayman. Lifting it down. After it goes Bell. In comes Bernhardt. At the line. Not out. Jumping in was Robertson. Now it's taken away. Friars trying to follow it back down low for Boston. 3:27 left here in the first period. 2-0 for Connecticut. Bell. Back up top. King stuffs it back down low. Stretch pass to the top. Jarl will fire it into the glove of Ferguson. Let's take a look at that second goal. See if we hit off Hargadon or if it was the defense. As Wyden comes around, it'll end up making its way back to the point for Fitzgerald Brown.
Here's
on this
a
beautiful
pass here.
And that's off McKenzie. That's Fitzgerald Brown's goal.
Maybe in the second intermission we can slow it down and just triple check, but definitely a smart play. You just fire it on net sometimes and just hope it bounces, and that one truly did.
Back comes Hargadon now, looking to get a goal as he has the assist. We'll drop it back to Jarl. Lays into one, and this one deflected again, just went wide. All of Connecticut's defense can absolutely fire the puck, too. So they're not afraid to work it from down low, up high. Guys crash the front of the net, and you'll see it again with Hargadon. He'll take it down low, work it back up high, go to the front of the net. Shot coming from Jarl. This one blocked this time. Same play. Kochetov down the boards. Now scooping it up is Hargadon. He's going to leave down low. Working his way in, Kochetov. Out in front, looking for Wyden, and down is Ferguson. Does he have possession? No whistle yet, finally. He'll get the whistle blown down and stoppage of play. 2:08 remaining.
Yeah, you really do make a good point there. Not afraid to go low to high. And I was talking to Norm Shaw. He's seen every single tournament here, 33 years, and he said that's the biggest change he's noticed. They aren't seeing the rainbow shots come from the blue line anymore. It's a bullet coming from the point, even if it's just a wrist shot.
Yeah, a lot of these players, like, high caliber shots already at 10 years old, which is crazy. Back comes Thorley, 1-on-2, cycles back up, looking for a read into the slot. Perna was there, but chipped away. Boston Junior Bruins still trying to get their first shot on net to maybe have it there. It's loose and unable to get towards it. The whistle coming. We'll see if they do tap one up on the board. Right now it's 5-0, the shot's on goal, and they do. So Boston gets their first shot, and Zakowicz will make the save.
So you made mention of this to me earlier that we had 10 players who played in this tournament drafted in the first round overall in the NHL draft. If the shots like this keep improving, that number is probably going to keep climbing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, in following years,
yes,
in subsequent
for sure.
years, I would say 100%. I mean, you got 10 players in a first round where there was a really high number of European players being drafted. So I would say over 50% of the North Americans, well over 50% that were drafted in the first round, played in this tournament.
You know, maybe that's the next level of this tournament. Get some of those European teams coming over.
As a shot goes into the glove of Ferguson, we can go back and check. We'll do that in the second intermission because obviously now the full NHL draft is over, all 7 rounds. We will go look back and see how many total people played in this tournament back in 2013-14. Should be updated as back into the slot. We had 10 first rounders, pretty impressive.
At least we don't have, what is it in baseball, 20 rounds of the draft there?
Yeah, there's a lot. Long shot coming, this one wide. Do you want to guess who was the leading scorer of all the players drafted in the first round back in this tournament, 2013-14?
I actually do. I have no clue.
It was Rutger McGroarty, drafted by the Jets, 14th overall. Had 12 points in 6 games, then added 4 more in 2 playoff games, part of the Toronto Bulldogs team.
Dominant Bulldogs team, always one of the teams to beat here in this Brick tournament. As you can see, you got to look at the banners. You don't have to look far to see the name Bulldogs pop up.
You know, they've won 8 times. It's the most out of any team here in the Brick Invitational as Raymond will bring it in. Raymond, loose puck, battling it back towards the wall, almost cleared back in front by the defenseman of the Boston Junior Bruins and Ryan Harney, but he steered it to the wall, and that will help Boston get back out. Now a big little jump on there, stripped by King, shot fanned on it, didn't get a lot, did get it on towards that of Ferguson, but definitely trying to get a little more gusto into it. King still with it, up top for Fitzgerald Brown in the final seconds will roll off the board after 1 period of play, 2-0 for the Junior Rangers, 7-1 the shots on goal. As we'll get set for the second period, take a look at the first goal scored by Wyden, but it was all set up on defensive play at center ice by Allison, and then and then Brayman brought it in down the left wing, got the shot on net, which Wyden put in the back of the net.
Yeah, just one of the bang-bang plays we've seen many times this tournament this year, and it all comes from a turnover in the neutral zone. The neutral zone really has been the bane for these Bruins teams. Brayman with the shot on, handcuffs the goaltender, and just batted into the yawning cage there. Truly just something you wish you could have back if you're a goaltender.
And Brayman's shot, obviously you're anticipating that to come on a little bit harder towards the net, but it was pretty much partially blocked by the defenseman in front and then fluttered onto the goaltender, and Ferguson couldn't control it with the way of change of pace, almost like a change up in baseball. You anticipate fastball, change up, and your timing's off.
100%. But we've had more than just the draft this week. We've had a couple historic hires in the NHL and AHL. First full-time AHL female coach heading down in the AHL. And I believe it's our only female coach on the bench here for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. Assistant coach Danielle Ward running that front or the offensive zone door.
I believe you're right.
Love to see that more women are getting involved in this game at all levels. It truly is kind of one of those things that you're starting to see now. And it's great because I remember the only way when I was learning how to play hockey that a female coach was brought on, they were a power skating coach because they started as a figure skater. But now you're starting to see them in all sorts of different roles and responsibilities.
Back in towards the corner. Well put. There's now McKenzie. Lobs it all the way back in towards the net of Zakowicz. It'll be steered back. Looking to break this out is Fitzgerald Brown. Sent wide in towards center ice. Pardon me, that was Hargadon manning defense there as Jaden Wyden will wind things back up. Wyden with plenty of speed. Another layer of offense here for this team, Connecticut. Junior Rangers. And sent all the way back down. A little bit of a body check there on May. Hargadon, a little aggressive, and he's going to get called for that.
Nope.
Oh, it was just an icing that got waved off at the last second. Back referee's arm was up right after the hit, and here comes a 2-on-1 for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. Nice poke check by McKenzie. Great defensive play there to force him back towards the wall. Now up for Jarl. D to D. Here's Robertson. Walks the line. Jarl calling for it. Driving down the boards. Sends it down low. Whalen's there.
Both these defensemen for the Rangers have miles of space. The Bruins just collapsing to the front of the net. All 5 of them. Absolutely no pressure on the D-men.
Now May stripped to the puck. Whalen across. Graves the backhand. Stopped by Ferguson. Rebound and cleared away by Boston.
Ferguson scrambling to get back as well. Had most of the net covered with his paddle and glove.
A.J. May the one to get back and knock that free from his own net. Now he's the one with the puck. Gonna rake down the right wing. He's got a man heading towards the net. That's Lundin. Scooped up. In towards the corner. Good battle by May against Jarl. A little bit of a size mismatch as a stick got lifted up out of someone's hands. One of the Rangers. Now May's into another scrum. Solid battle down low by A.J. May, but here comes Graves. Walking into a slap shot and blocked fearlessly there was Ronan. Down low for Bell. Working it back up is Peter Toner, the defenseman. Couple whacks at the line, held in once, now twice. Great play there by Whalen, I believe it was. There's King, pardon me. Now coming in from the line, Seidenberger's shot to this one, bad save by Ferguson. Man, he's been busy.
Yeah, he's been just absolutely getting peppered here from shots from everywhere.
Selnick brings it in again. Now a penalty coming up. I think it's going to Boston with the hook. As Selnick tried to drag it into the zone, pardon me, and Thorley got the stick involved. Are they going to take...
No, Selnick thought it was against him.
Well, it's not Thorley. It's Charlie Donovan heading towards the penalty box.
Big, tall player. We've mentioned his name lots in many different ways. Mike's actually spoke a goal into existence onto his stick. Just mentioned a minute. The puck went in.
It's the opposite of the broadcaster's jinx.
You know, sometimes we work good magic as well, not just the curses on players.
Robertson, top of the zone, power play for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. One-timer, that one laid towards the net by Brayman. Power play brought to you by Kachuk Advisory Group and Scotia Wealth Management. And Connecticut will scoop it up into his own zone. Touch the puck. It's played by a high stick, which is going to favor Connecticut. So we're going to stoppage of play. 3 minutes gone here in the second period of play. Next whistle will take a look at that second goal again if you want it slowed down, Conrad.
Yeah, we can do that at some point, but
back up.
We talk about the hockey IQ, and I almost would have liked if the Connecticut Rangers had touched that puck sooner. You get that whistle going. You're on the power play. I know you just play it with a high stick, but touch it immediately so you can get back to play.
I guess they thought maybe a lapse of judgment by the Bruins would touch it, negate it, and then they could pick it up and catch them on an odd man rush. But
there was no one around.
By the time it was all the way back in their own zone, there was really no need to waste time. You're right. Brayman along the blue line. He'll pivot back to the top. Cross ice, Robertson. Robertson walks into this one, tipped down, it's behind Ferguson. He's still got it back behind him, and it slips out, never crossed the goal line. And Ferguson keeping it a 2-0 game.
And a few people making friends right in front of the goaltender's crease there. A couple extra curricular activities, a couple extra shots given each way.
Face-off blocker hand side here of Ferguson. He's stopped 7 of 9 so far. Now across. Talapala. Talapala back down the wall. Stretching it across. Kochitov. Jarl. Talapala. has a backdoor play, tried to hit it, and Perna got the leg involved. Or pardon me, Friars it was, getting in that passing lane, and Talapala has it again. Trying to stretch it down low to Graves. Wyden in the corner. Scooped up. Trying to peel back up the wall. Here's Kochetov. A shot in front, backhand, blocked up. Hargadon couldn't get it there. He was stuffed up by Ryan Harney. Now across, and Kochetov rolls a little bit too far away from him. Gets it back to Talapala. He'll fire now. Man in front, deflection by Hargadon, and just past the far side post. Power play now over, as they'll slide it down the ice, go for a line change. But a good kill here for the Boston Junior Bruins.
Gotta be a little bit of momentum generated there for the Bruins if they hope to get back into this one and continue playing that spoiler role.
Lundin will send it down the boards, has a man in front. Trying to jump into that play was Friars, but the pass never made it to him. There's Connecticut quickly to converge. Hargadon up and over the defense, off the back wall. It'll be stopped by the goaltender. Connecticut will take a line change as well, a little bit of fuel. That'll allow Boston to send it. He's got a man here in Friars. Didn't recognize Lundin, though, still powers out to the wide. Now looks for Friars, but that one deflected back behind. Up top, Ronan. Ronan drags this one high and into the glove. Zakowicz, second save of the game.
Zakowicz just says, you know what, we're getting a little scrambly. I'm going to catch that puck that's flying well wide of my net and make sure there's a little communication, settle it down a little bit. But it'll be a face-off here in the Connecticut zone. A little bit of a scramble draw there.
Now played back behind the net. Up for Graves. Wyden now near side. Bernhardt trying to drive in after it. Here's King. Bell after loose puck, pinched on by Seidenberg. Perna trying to drive it out of the zone. Can't. Seidenberg powering right down the wall. The big, strong defenseman still with possession. Kicks it back up. Covering his spot was Bell. He'll lay it back to the front of the net. Steered away by Ronan. Now King going to work in the corner. Bell going to join him. Ronan trying to dump him down. In for support comes Boston Bruins centerman. Twisting and turning in towards the wall. 5:43 left in the second period. Go up Seidenberg, and he's got a cannon, and that one blocked in front. Ronan putting the body on the line. We've seen Seidenberg let that go a few times this tournament. It's one of the hardest shots on any player so far that we've seen this week.
Yeah, and the big frame adds to that power.
There's a nice little wrist shot by Bremen.
Sends a few fans ducking for cover.
Picked up by the Bruins and skated back out. Here comes Perna. Perna wide, or Grana, pardon me. Grana will roll it in. It'll be May chasing after it, but quick play, getting three men back. One forward, deep low. The centerman led that breakup off the wall. Whalen to Bremen. Spins back towards the top. Selnick at the blue line will walk in. Drag, looking for a tip in the high slot. Whalen's there. He's got a goal already. And now stopped by May. And he'll steer it back towards the blue line. Under 5 minutes here in the second period.
And the Bruins still only have 2 shots on goal.
Yeah, it's the Connecticut defense. They're all back for support when you're coming in. And Hargadon will take it out. All the way across. Back up as Robertson will hit his man in Bremen. Sending it in, go off for a line change. Hargadon in. Kochetov. The other forechecker, Hargadon trying to get right into the mix. Jaden Wyden now going to join. This one rolled up the opposite side. CJR chant trying to be started by the fans here. Long shot tipped in front. Rebound for Wyden. And what a save by Ferguson.
Ferguson looked to be down and out, but just got that front leg in front of the puck enough to make sure that a surefire goal does not hit the twine.
Back the other way was Manalakis. He couldn't get it deep in the zone. Connecticut again. Hargadon. Up top. Talapala. It's Allison. Back down low. Now back for Allison. He'll walk the line. Walk right into a slap shot. Ferguson, another save.
Looked like it bounced off the leg of one of the Bruins defenders in front of the net, but another powerful shot from the point.
Allison, the trigger man there as it's played back to Lapala. He was allowed all time and day to take that shot as well. There's 3:15 left here in the second period. Turned over off the bench. Played it right back to Allison. He's going to wind up again. Go D to D. Talapala, top of the circle. Wrist shot, rebound, scores. Jaden Wyden, his first goal of the tournament. And it's 3-0 Connecticut.
Wyden just caps off a tremendous cycle shift there for the Rangers. Did not leave the zone for, let's call it, nearly 2 minutes there. And just a very simple play. Just Alex Tanguay like passes it into the net. Not a hard shot, but just made sure it went in.
Face off here back at center ice. Wyden, Ogorelkov, and King. Or Bell Ogorelkov and King. It's Jaden Wyden's first of the tournament. We'll find out who got the assist. I believe Talapala will be involved in that. If so, that'll be his 6th assist of the tournament. He's all the way back for Jarl. Cross for Seidenberg. Oh, up for Ogorelkov. Well, they're giving the goal to 16, not 10. They're giving it to Dominic King. And Ogorelkov picking up the assist.
We'll have to inform them that we believe it was 16 from our vantage point, but.
And Talapala, no, they gave it to 16. I thought it was 10.
10, correct. I got the numbers flipped.
Well, that's what we have the replay for.
Which we will have shortly.
2:20 left in the third period. 16 could look like a 10. Maybe I got it wrong. I thought it was Jaden Wyden. If I did, that's my apologies to Dominic King, who would also have his first goal of the tournament if it is King's.
So we're happy for either of the two players.
Absolutely, we're happy for everyone. It's 3-0 Connecticut nonetheless. We did not get that part wrong. So they triple up their lead here in the middle frame. Cross-ice pass. Seidenberg down the wall. Here's Brayman spinning back up. Now Seidenberg dusts it off. Down for Brayman. Tied up. Taken off the puck. Worked towards the blue line. Not out. Second effort. Great play by Jasnovsky. As he had a couple opportunities to clear, just stuck with it, got it outside the zone. Now a turnover is Duchnowski, but hops a little bit too far away from him, allowing Connecticut to get back in position. Seidenberg on May. May's on the puck around the net. Long stretch pass. Graves going to have to pick it up off the wall by that time, though. A little bit too far, and Ronan will turn it around. Back across, intercepted. Brayman. Whalen's in there, and Graves. No surprise, the top line. Now all 5 will change here for Connecticut.
Could be a break here for the Bruins, but unable to get down this far side boards.
Kochetov, good strip at center ice. Kochetov works it wide. Down low. Trying to wrap around and now look to lift it up and over the shoulder. As Fitzgerald Brown walks the line. Will be brought in, wrist shot, this one blocked in front. Hit Lundin, I would believe was, is Peter Toner again. Toner's blocked about 4 or 5 already in this game.
It's
Kochetov, 5-hole stop, Ferguson, another loose puck. They're banging away at it in front, and it's loose, and Boston will come out with it. Sorry.
Toner might have 2 of the 4 colors of Vanity Printer, black and blue after this one.
You're going to need some ice bags. You got some good one-liners. I like it.
Thank you. I've heard the fans enjoyed a few of my jokes here.
Innuendos. Shot coming from McKenzie, deflected at the side of the net, and almost on it was Manalakis. Now it's played up. Jaden Wyden, near side. Kochetov will find it. 14 seconds remaining. Kochetov into the slot. Shot off the shoulder of Ferguson and up and over the net. Another big save. 7 seconds. Now steering it back out is Donovan. Final second shot, and that one, Zakowicz will punch it away with the blocker.
Oh.
Lost his stick, but doesn't matter. Made the save.
Looks like it might have stung him a little bit. Might have caught him just above that blocker.
Let's get a look now at the third goal replay. And you know what? It was King. It was 16. Jersey tucked into his pants, and he's the one on the back door. So my apologies. It is the first goal for Dominic King of the tournament, and that's 3-0 for Connecticut. And that's the way it stands after 2 periods of play. We'll take a break. We'll have all the highlights keyed up for you when we come back, as well as third period puck drop here at the Brick Invitational. Final game for Connecticut and final game for Boston as the Junior Rangers trying to lock up the first place bye on AS.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment. At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mountain, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mountain.
Welcome back inside West Edmonton Mall. Rory McGoran joined alongside Conrad Krauser for Game 6 of the final day. 2 more games remain, and this one right now, the Connecticut Junior Rangers are 15 minutes away from locking up the bye in the Styles division. And let's take a look at a little bit of their handiwork, starting with the first goal of the game, scored by Luke Whalen.
Yeah, just a hard work on the shot, and handcuffs the goaltender and just makes no mistake, bangs home that rebound. Was on the first shot of the game, too. Set the momentum early.
Absolutely. Second goal was a bit of a, I wouldn't say, not a fluky one. It was a great play to work it back up high, but the shot looked like it was going to go wide, and then I think it went off of 73, the Boston Bruins defenseman. But maybe if we do have a little bit of time to slow it down, we can see that Hargadon in front of the net. He was also in there, so it was possible that Hargadon got the body in front of it as well.
And he certainly celebrated like he got a piece.
He celebrated like he did. Fitzgerald Brown got credit for the goal on ice. Hargadon with the assist. But you'll see the work in the corner. And Connecticut has done this a lot today, is work it down low. They always have that read in the slot. But the pass come up for Fitzgerald Brown. And this shot, 73's right in front. That hit 73.
I think it hit Hargadon's. I think it hit both.
You think it hit 73?
I think it hit
then
73,
Hargadon,
then bounced off Hargadon's shoulder.
It's possible. Clip the jersey a bit, maybe.
Yeah,
Possible.
But
But Fitzgerald Brown getting credit for the goal. Hargadon the assist. But you're right. Maybe it was a double doink, as they call it. And then the third goal of the game is the one we messed up, and it was not Jaden Wyden's first, as it was bounced off the pad of Ferguson and then put in by Dominic King. So you'll see it here, another great shot from the point, try to filter it through. Far side, Ferguson, a pad save, but it bounced right to King, and he slid in his first of the tournament.
As I mentioned, not a hard shot, but when you have the wide open 4x6, doesn't need to be the hardest shot. You can generally slide it right along that ice, pass it into the goaltender, as some people call it, or into the goal, not into the goaltender. Jeez.
3-0 the score for Connecticut. 15-2 the shots on goal.
Now we got 15 minutes of play left in this one. And, you know, the Bruins taking the ice, there looks to be a little bit less energy here. But they do the flyby of their fans. So remember, they know their tournament's over. They're playing spoiler. They're just trying to enjoy this last game out here on the Edmonton ice.
And they'll be fighting to the end. As afterwards, coming up at 5:30, we're going to have Toronto Pro Hockey taking on the Detroit Junior Red Wings. And then Team Pennsylvania against Saskatchewan Junior Pats. Both teams looking for their first victory of the tournament down in that Wigston division. So one of them will find it. It'll be Pennsylvania or Saskatchewan finding their first victory and leaving the West Edmonton Mall on a high note.
That's really all that matters in that game is you're playing for pride. You're playing for, hey, we might have lost them all to that point, but we went out on a win.
As with the win, it'll be the Connecticut Junior Rangers, the only undefeated team, if they're able to hold on after 15 more minutes, and they will go up to 17 points, winning every game in regulation except for one, an overtime victory where they got 2 points in that game.
Our PA announcer having fun, not just announcing the two teams taking the ice, but also announced to get a cheer for our officials in today's game.
3-0 Connecticut. Teams will switch sides. And stay around on ASTV for the 2 more games today, but playoffs will start bright and early. 7:30 puck drop. As we'll have the 2 versus 3 matchup. Of course, Connecticut trying to stave off having to play that early. Conrad a win, and they will be in the afternoon matchups. We'll have one at 7:30, one coming up at 9:10, and then they'll take a break, and then they'll drop the puck at 2:10 and 3:50 for your 2 conference final games, who will create the finals on Sunday. Shot from Bremen, and this one just grazes by the post. Connecticut going right back to work. Down around the wall. He'll spin back up by Whalen. He'll play it across. Back out into the slot, bouncing puck, trying to be cleared. As it'll be worked up towards the wall by the Bruins. That was Chamberlain. Around the net is Jackson Swinger. Graves, Whalen, and Bremen back out onto the ice. Now on comes Hargadon. Sent out, gotta be careful. It's not too many men, and it's a stretch down the ice. Zakowicz will play the backhand around the boards.
That's a very smart play. Not doing the Mike Smith and trying to do too much. Just puts it into the corner where nobody's in that space.
Of course, if people are listening back home and want to find out what is taking place tomorrow morning, it's the third place in the Styles against the second place in the Wigston. That'll be the first game at 7:30. Then you'll have the third place in the Wigston against the second place in the Styles. That'll be 9:10. And in your Styles first place, which is Connecticut, will play at 2:10 if they can hold on. Minnesota will play the winner of their game at 3:50.
Those early morning games, they really get you. Even as a commentator, you're trying to pick your legs up and, well, trying to pick your voice up more than your legs, but sometimes it's just not there. We've seen that for a couple of these early games.
Wyden going around. Smacks it into the corner. Back for Selnick. Bounced off a couple legs. Lundin trying to clear, but he runs right into Kochetov there. Sent it near side, and now here's Wyden, scores! Well, he gave me a chance to get it back. The first of the tournament for Jaden Wyden, and it's 4-0.
And Jaden Wyden takes the opportunity to widen the lead here. And that's almost got to be the nail in the coffin, right? That's got to be where you're just like, you know what? 4-goal lead. Let's sit back. Let's just coast this one home. Not expend too much energy, even though we do look like we are going to receive the bye here if you're the Junior Rangers.
Kochetov, I believe, is going to pick up an assist on that. Not to be confused with Nikita Kucherov. It's Nikita Kochetov. They wear the same number as well.
If I recall correctly, it was because of Kucherov.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
Their names are very similar, so why not have the same number? And on that play, their play very similar as well. Jaden Wyden getting credit for the goal. And Andrew Hargadon picking up the assist, his second point of the game. And Nikita Kochetov grabbing the assist. Back up Robertson. He'll send it down the boards. Trying to race after it is Bell. It'll be steered back up. And now Bell with the backhand, laying it all the way back down behind the net of Ferguson.
You know what? The young fans for this Bruins team are still engaged. They're still trying to cheer their team on regardless of where the standings are. It's always great to see some of the younger siblings or friends that have made this journey up to Edmonton.
Andrew Hargadon with 2 assists, now 4 points on the tournament, 2 goals and 2 assists. And Nikita Kochetov will pick up his second assist of the tournament. As we mentioned, Jaden Wyden, who came into this one with 2 assists. He has the goal and now a goal and 2 assists. Do we have that ready? Let's fire that up. The first one of the tournament for Jaden Wyden.
It's always great when you get a chance to make up for your mistake in the broadcast booth. And a nice little move in front of net.
Beautiful.
There.
I'm giving all the credit to Jaden Wyden. I had a little bit of a gaffe, and it was King's goal, but Wyden's like, don't worry, we'll get that back for you so you can do that call. Now back up. And played inside the attacking zone. Boston looking to get a little action in front of Zakowicz. It'll be Grana. Nice move to shake off Graves, and Grana shoots right into the crest there of Zakowicz, and a big save. No rebound to be had as well.
Only the third shot on net here for the Bruins. And a goaltender can get a little rusty. You always say that it's sometimes the hardest games is when you're not having those pucks coming your way. Hard to stay engaged for a goaltender, but just looked it right into the logo.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of action. A lot of goaltenders don't like that. Well, of course, they don't want to see 50 shots in the game either, but something that keeps them a little engaged. And that one was generally from the outside, a good-looking wrist shot, but Zakowicz had no problem. Now Jaden Wyden going back to work. Going to try a wraparound chance. Tucks it up, side of the slot, takes a shot, stopped by Ferguson. And it'll be carried out by McKenzie.
And while we have a second here, I'd like to remind you, everyone, that this game brought to you by VE Services Limited.
Straddling the blue line of Connecticut. 4.5 minutes gone here in the third period. Kochetov will go back to Talapala. Now Seidenberg up and hops over the stick of Wyden. Well, he's going to peel off for a line change. In on the attack went Bernhardt, Hargadon, turnover at the blue line. Now Boston's going to stick with it, though. In comes Chamberlain. Dragging it wide. He's got 3 goals in the tournament. Can't get it in deep. Support from A.J. May. And now just a step offside as coming in was Lundin, but Chamberlain wasn't able to check up in time.
So we've had a couple players have names that match their team or their opponent. We had Bruinsma, the Alberta goaltender, face off against the 2011 version of the Junior Bruins. But can you have a better name than Whalen when you're from Connecticut?
Smart, yeah. Luke Whalen didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Hartford Whalers.
Whalers, yes, of course.
And the Connecticut Whale in the Women's League.
Now at the top of the circle, firing. It bounced off a leg. Chamberlain battling. Well, Luke Whalen made his presence felt really early in this game, putting himself in front of the net and banging home a rebound by Jack Brayman. It got the goal-scoring party started for Connecticut. 3 more followed, and they lead 4-0. Out to the blue line. There's Selnick. Working it in is Bell. He'll send it in. Toner's on it. He's had a strong game, just putting his body on the line. Blocking about 4 shots already. Now he's got to hustle back as Brayman's barreling down on him. Brayman going to take it wide, crossing over towards the net. Brayman scores. What a move. Pulling to his backhand. And he's got 2 points on the night. 5-0 Connecticut.
What an individual effort. Just blazing his way, not losing any of the momentum that he's built. And just a silky smooth move in front of net.
Jack Brayman now with 12 points on the tournament. Up among the tops here in the Brick Invitational. Perna going to slide it back in for Boston. It's around the net of Zakowicz.
Zakowicz trying to play that puck just to feel like he's involved in this game almost.
Now he's one that pops out routinely to puck handling goaltender is Zakowicz, not afraid to do it.
That can be a plus and a minus if you're a coach. As I think all of the fans in Alberta remember, because we both had the Mike Smith experience.
Well, Mike Smith's one of the best puck-handling goaltenders in the NHL, except you do it 100 times, you're probably going to have 1 or 2 gaffes. Shot coming, but his puck-handling ability is pretty elite when you talk about it on a consistent basis.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, all right.
But
You're just trashing Mike Smith.
He might do it 100 times, but you remember the one time.
Oh, yeah, of course. No, you're right. You're right. You remember the one time and not the 99 that successfully was cleared out of the zone.
Oh, yeah, and he had a couple big gaffes in the most recent playoffs that led to the swift elimination in the Western Conference Finals of the Edmonton Oilers.
Manalakis will bring it in. Dragging Kochetov, a wrist shot. That one up and out of play. Or over the net, sorry, I should say. Stayed in play.
The previous shot went out of play. You're just running the replay.
Back in comes Duchnowski, fires, punched away, rebound chance. Another one, Duchnowski, and that one hopped over his stick, the bouncing puck on the ice surface, but the first save is the one you got to take away. And that one made by Zakowicz. Back for Hargadon, 2 points already. Dragging into the slot, rolling one towards the net of Ferguson.
You got to feel for Duchnowski there. He saw the wide open 6x4 frame. It bit in and toe picked on his way in.
Back comes Lundin, centering pass and stopped by Zakowicz. It looked like Lundin was going to stretch that across the slot and curled it short side. Patted down Zakowicz. Wow. Couple big saves. Only faced 5 shots, but there's been some testers. So here comes Chamberlain. Maybe another one. Chamberlain had it roll into the corner off his stick. Now he's hemmed up along the boards. Wrap around on the rebound as that one slipped out of the scrum from the point. Bounced off a leg. Boston was a jump in their step here. 7 minutes left in the game. King around the boards. Fitzgerald Brown up the wall. Now sent out for Bell. 1-on-1. Bell trying to get outside and a glove save. Ferguson as Bell went around Toner and Ferguson makes a save.
He gets the appreciation from his defenseman. You know, sometimes when you have a little bit of a lopsided game, you say the goaltender hasn't had the best game, but honestly, I think he's been great in net.
Ferguson's been strong for sure.
Just
faced 18 shots already.
I don't think he had many chances on the ones that went past him.
No, first one deflected. As working it back in Whalen trying to drive that one. Second one deflected off a body. Looked like it was going wide. Third one was a rebound and a backdoor tap in. Brayman's unbelievable move that was really tough to stop.
Yeah, just got a feel for him.
Seidenberg slaps that one back into the corner. Back down low. Is trying to get towards it. It's Graves. He'll twist back into the wall. Brayman on it. Walks free, and his pass splits both Hargadon and Seidenberg. And we'll roll all the way back down. Perna's trying to get on Seidenberg.
The pass was just looking for you, Rory. It came all the way in front of our broadcast location.
My stick's in my car.
Ah.
Yeah, left it. Back into the corner, Seidenberg. I don't know if my birth certificate would be valid for this tournament as well. That's
probably true for both of us.
I'd also be the worst person on the ice, too. These kids are a lot better than me, so maybe they'd allow it. As back played behind the net.
Every team needs veteran leadership, Rory.
Well, there's no body contact as well, so I might lose my only advantage. I'm definitely not faster than them, that's for sure.
Speaking of fast,
yeah, here's Wyden taking it wide. In towards the half wall. Steered back to the line, but not out. Good job by Hargadon to hold that in. And now sent down the ice. Maybe he has a step here. It's a race, and out of the net, way out of the net comes Zakowicz, and there it was, just a third defenseman played into the corner, taken away from that streaking forward. Great play by Zakowicz.
And one of the parents just absolutely, with the loudest chirp I've ever heard, just trip is the only word that it was said. Trying to get his message across to
pass in front, the backhand shot, loose. Zakowicz, a big save. 4:40 left. He has been fighting in that crease, and he's feeling it.
And he's one of the goaltenders that definitely joins his teams when they do the flyby.
And he's lively in the net, too, when he makes a save. He's shaking his pads, tapping the posts.
Does the full goes for a walk after getting a freeze, you know.
He's into the game. Manalakis. Back up towards Toner on the line. We'll jam it back down. Shot coming, and Zakowicz took a peek behind him there, but squeezed it in the glove. See, like playing a little juggling with the glove.
Yeah, he does the glove flip and then hands it to the ref on the back of the glove. That's confidence. Or just having fun. He's a kid. Like,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Manalakis off the face-off. Getting in support from his wingers. Takes a shot. Bouncing one. Lands into the glove of Zakowicz. And he's been tested a lot here in the third period. They entered the third period with just 2 shots and now have 6 here in the final frame.
Definitely having fun with this one. Trying to pick the puck up into his glove. Tries once, tries twice. Shoots his head up to the skies as if the hockey gods are just not having it today.
Back out towards center ice. Kochetov taking it wide. Trying to split the D. Pardon me, that was Ogorelkov, 79, not 77. Eventually got poked off the puck and back to center ice. Sent across near. Worked on by Manalakis. He'll slap it down inside Connecticut's end. In comes Thorley. Trying to grab that loose puck. Heading towards the scrum, looking to help out is Duchnowski. Duchnowski in the corner. And Toner jumping in, but Connecticut will bring it back out. Ogorelkov in a battle with Toner. Toner now trying to sidestep Ogorelkov. Both them go down to the ice. Boston Junior Bruins putting some men in the scrum. Across is Jack Ronan. He gets knocked down to the ice. No call. Boston's bench wanted one. Maybe they do have a case there. A bit of a cross check. As back comes Duchnowski. Side steps Brayman. Going to try to bring it in. With support was Graves. Knocks it away. Back into his own zone. And Talapala will come out with it.
Oh, he had Brayman wide open, but unfortunately bounces off Whalen.
Off the back of Whalen. In for Lundin. Shot just wide. 3 minutes left here in the third period. Back into the corner. Shot towards the net. This one hit off a leg. Back now for Graves. Walking out of the zone. Near side for Brayman. It'll hop over his stick, but he'll gobble it back up on the side. Walks into a slap shot. Good save, Ferguson. As that one had some velo on it.
Yeah, as we mentioned, it's not the rainbows that you can generally think of when you think, you know, these players are 10 years old. They got some mustard on these ones today.
It's Hargadon on the draw. Will be won back by the Bruins, courtesy of Lundin. In towards the corner wall, twisting, turning. Kochetov, round for Hargadon. He's got a man in front, calling for it. Wide in shot, rebound, Kochetov, and Ferguson somehow keeps it out, not once, but twice. Kochetov in the corner. Look at him fight across 4 Bruins and then get it to the point. Seidenberg down the wall. There's Hargadon, wide in behind the net, has it hop over his stick and played into a corner. Now where Grana will send it back out for Boston, up for Chamberlain. Chamberlain working it down inside. Lundin will scoop it up. Chamberlain up top, filtered back down by Harney. Back behind the net, off the side of the net, down is Zakowicz. As now we're under 2 minutes to play here. Bouncing for Jaden Wyden. He'll work it in across Kochetov. Center ice, sends it in off the back wall, scooped up, rushed up the ice. Is Ethan Welch. Welch now, a couple nice plays to jam it in, then ran into the big defenseman and Fitzgerald Brown. Will be sent up for King. King with it, sends it in, hard around the net. In towards the corner, off the boards, trying to find it now. Rangers inside their own zone. Will be knocked free and brought back out down the left wing. Driving in was Boston Bruins' Charlie Donovan. As Robertson lost it, nearing the 1 minute mark. It got back seconds away. As King, poke check by Friars, following up. Here's Perna. King will sidestep him and grab the loose puck. King scored his first goal of the tournament earlier in the game. It's 5-0 for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. Perna shot. Another shot stopped by Zakowicz. Rolls into the corner. 9 saves on the game for Zakowicz. 40 seconds left. Battle ensues in the corner wall. It'll be worked to the point. Driving it back down with Swinger. Off the board, Friars trying to find some form of real estate. But Connecticut just closing up the slot in the lower house. 19 seconds left. Well, the Connecticut Junior Rangers are going to finish the round robin as the only undefeated team, going 6-0 here in the round robin. An emphatic victory. They allow 6 goals all tournament long in 6 games and have defeated the Boston Junior Bruins 5-0. A shutout win for Zakowicz, and the bye belongs to Connecticut.
Yeah, they came out with a ton of energy here today. And you know what? You got to give the Bruins some credit. They came back and tried to fight to break that shutout. I was making sure not to say anything because I was going to jinx it 100%.
Zakowicz picks up the shutout. A great performance from him. 20-8 the shots on goal. And again, the top line got it started, but secondary scoring as well. You saw it from King. You saw it from Wyden. I know I'm probably missing one here. It was Brayman and Whalen. And the defenseman in Fitzgerald Brown getting the 5th one. So Connecticut getting it from everyone there. They're going to get the bye on one side. Minnesota the bye on the other side. But there's going to be 6 great teams entering the playoffs. Every one of them has a chance to win it.
100%. So stay tuned here on ASTV. Our next game is going to determine what that seeding is.
You're right.
For the final seeding.
Because in the Styles division, I believe it is already set. It is Connecticut 1, Montreal 2, and the Brick Alberta 3. It is undetermined what it's going to be, if it's Toronto Pro Hockey or Toronto Bulldogs in the home advantage, who will then cross over and play 3rd place Brick. One of them is going to be playing 2nd place Montreal.
And it kind of dates back to game 1 of this tournament.
Toronto Pro Hockey against Toronto Bulldogs.
Yeah, and who knows? The result of that game could be the final determining factor between these two teams.
Yep.
But as these players exit the ice, I'm going to start heading on down to our
3-star presentation.
3-star presentation, selected by myself.
Nice pat on the back.
You got to do it once or twice.
5-0 Connecticut wins. As take a look at a game scoring summary. It was another dominating victory here for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. The lone undefeated team is going to get the bye. And it was in the first period. Luke Whalen, assisted by Jack Brayman, made it 1-0. Kellen Fitzgerald-Brown got the second goal of the game, assisted by Andrew Hargadon, made it 2-0. In the second period, just the lone goal. Dominic King, assisted by Simeon Ogorelkov, and Christian Talapala was the third goal. In the third period, then two more as Jaden Wyden scored his first of the tournament, assisted by Andrew Hargadon and Nikita Kochetov, and then Jack Brayman, unassisted, his second point of the game, 5-0, and it was an 8-save shutout performance for Zakowicz in net, as Nathan Zakowicz stops, 9 of 9 through 39 minutes, and that was a shutout victory for Nathan Zakowicz. As we mentioned, coming up next is going to be the Detroit Red Wings against Toronto Pro Hockey. Following that is Team Pennsylvania against Team Saskatchewan. But if you look at the standings right now inside the Wigston division, it is first place Minnesota. And then following up, Toronto Bulldogs and Toronto Pro Hockey. Oh, no, pardon me. Toronto Bulldogs with a regulation win have 4 points ahead of Toronto Pro Hockey. So it is going to be Minnesota, the Bulldogs, and Toronto Pro Hockey in that order. So tomorrow, when we wind up and start up our playoffs, will be the third place against the Styles, against the second place against the Wigston at 7:30 a.m. As that will be Team Brick Alberta and Team Brick Alberta will take on Toronto Bulldogs. Then you'll have Toronto Pro Hockey taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Those will be your morning games. Then you'll have the Connecticut Rangers against the winner of the Bulldogs and the Brick, and you'll have the Minnesota against the winner of Montreal. There's Martin Erat down on ice, former NHL player, one of the coaches here of the Detroit Red Wings, and he'll be presenting the 3 stars here tonight. And third star of the game.
Our third star from the Boston Junior Bruins, number 16, Peter Toner.
And Peter Toner picking up the third star of the game. Not surprising. We've mentioned his name a lot. And he blocked about 7 or 8 shots in that game. Is putting the body on the line. Jack Brayman, 2 points in the game, will pick up your second star. He'll be one to watch in the playoffs for sure. Finished the tournament with 12 points in 6 games. And Nathan Zakowicz with the shutout, your first star of the game. Zakowicz, your first star. Second star, Brayman. And the third star given to Peter Toner of the Boston Junior Bruins. But once again, tomorrow, stick around for our playoffs. Get up bright and early. Going to have some great matchups all day long as third place in the Styles. Team Brick Alberta will take on second place in the Wigston, the Toronto Bulldogs. To start, then you will have Toronto Pro Hockey, third place in the Wigston, taking on the Montreal Canadiens. To finish, you will then get the winner of the Brick Alberta and the Bulldogs will play the first place in the Wigston. That will be Team Minnesota. And Connecticut will get the winner of Montreal against Toronto Pro Hockey. As the teams and players are taking their ceremonial pictures there, the first stars will await Conrad Krauser, who will be joined by Brayman, and will be joined by Zakowicz, and will be joined by Toner of the Boston Junior Bruins. 2 more games today. Toronto Pro Hockey takes on Detroit, and then both teams looking for their first victory of the tournament to wrap up the round robin. Saskatchewan Junior Pats will face against Team Pennsylvania. And we'll now head down to Conrad Krauser, who's ready with the first star of the game.
All right, everyone. Conrad Krauser, your color commentator here on ASTV, and I'm joined by Peter Toner. Peter, you were blocking shots like a maniac out there. We were joking you might have more black than a printer toner out there, but how does that feel? It was a close game until the third period. What were you guys saying on the bench?
We were hoping we were doing well. We had to keep pushing and try to get some shots on net.
And you did manage to almost triple your shots on net there in the third period, but faced a very game goaltender. Got to give props to the other team, but what can you say about playing in front of your hometown fans here, your parents and all your friends, and playing on this different ice surface here at West Edmonton Mall?
This was a very good experience. I liked it a lot, and go Bruins.
Go Bruins, cheering on your friends even in this last tournament of this year. So if you have one memory of this tournament, what would it be?
Blocking the shots a day.
Blocking the shots and helping out your goaltender. I'll let you go down and get ready. Enjoy Edmonton for the rest of the weekend. Peter Toner, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm joined once again by Jack Brayman. Yesterday you had the numbers on, now you got your initials with the eye black. But going undefeated, how happy are you guys as a team to go 6-0 and get that bye through to Sunday?
Very, 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 very happy.
Rather, Saturday night. Oh, days are wearing on me on week 2 of this tournament. So what can you say about that game? You had lots of chances on net, and you made the most of it. What can you say you saw out on the ice there today?
Just a lot of shots, a lot of offensive zone time, not much defensive zone time.
Lots of offensive zone time, lots of shots. Offensive. Did I say defensive? Not much defensive zone time. The pucks in deep mantra that you always hear fans say. So, who do you model your game against? What NHL player do you think has a similar skill set to you?
I like to, maybe McDavid.
The hometown, Connor McDavid, as everyone bills himself after. All right, I'll let you head down to the locker room and celebrate, and I'm sure you're going to start trying to figure out who you're facing in the finals. And your first star of the game, Nathan Zakovich. Nathan, with the shutout here to end the tournament. Well, not the whole tournament, end the round robin. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. It's just really happy to be out here and with everybody, and it's just a pleasure.
Just a pleasure, so happy. So your team blocked a ton of shots, didn't allow a lot in the first 2 periods. We were just kind of like hoping, I hope I get some more shots, hope I get a little bit more active.
Yeah, that's basically right. I mean, when you're not getting a lot of shots and then all of a sudden, bam, you're not really expecting it. And you just got to be active the whole game. You can't be wandering off while you're not doing anything. They battled back in the 3rd period and they tried really hard.
And so we noticed something in the commentary booth. You are one of the few goalies in this tournament who looks like they want to go out and play the puck. Here in Edmonton, they have a goalie named Mike Smith who loves to play the puck. Do you model your game against like him a little bit?
Sort of. He is a decent puck player. I mean, I like the first goalie I really ever liked or watched even was Henrik Lundqvist, and he really helped me get this far. I watched him every day. I rewatched highlights over and over, and it just really helped me know what was coming, and it really helped me adjust my game.
Adjusted your game after the King, Henrik Lundqvist, wearing that same Rangers crest across the chest. But anyways, I think that's all you have time. Congratulations on the shutout, and congratulations on first place in your division. That's all we got time for in this one. See you again shortly for the next game between the Red Wings and Toronto Pro Hockey.